Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1. We've won the derby here today in a massive game. And you know what? I am so proud of every single player on that pitch today. So proud. We are looking like a team. We are looking solid. We are looking robust. We are looking like a team in the image of the manager. They're all tuning in. It doesn't matter whether you're a substitute. It doesn't matter whether you're a starter. It doesn't matter whether you didn't come off the bench. Every single player is buying into Erik ten Hag. Now, let me start with obviously looking at the first half, right? We went in at 0-0 and we had the chances. You know, all of the nearly moments of that first half came from Manchester United. Haaland was dropping deep to try and get the ball. No problems there. Malacia was tight in on Mahrez. No problems there. Foden hardly had any touches, getting clamped by Wan-Bissaka, and Luke Shaw coming in at centre-back, which raised my eyebrows, not because I don't think he can play there, because he's been playing very well. But I just thought for this game, Erik ten Hag would have gone back to tie, which is our strongest back four, which is Luke Shaw left back, and Varane and Martinez at centre-back, and Wan-Bissaka and obviously Wan-Bissaka right back today. But he made some big calls before the game. And I just thought the way we managed that first half was absolutely spot on. Was it a little bit frustrating in terms of, oh, let's just believe a little bit more. Let's just go after them a little bit more. Can we up it a little bit? I could say that, yes. But in hindsight, when you look at how we played and why we played like that, it's evident that it was a clear tactic. We was in control of the game and there was no real danger. There was no real danger. City can open you up at any minute. De Bruyne hardly had a kick in the first half. And like I said, across the front three for City, they didn't really trouble us. We were organised. We got into our two banks of four behind the ball. I thought Bruno was offering a lot defensively on the right-hand side. Rashford was putting it in, like I said, and the fullbacks were aggressive. And we had Manchester City where we wanted them, which is basically not in any danger. And then in transition, we were looking for the moments. Rashford rounds Ederson, probably should do better. He has the one where he's kind of knee through, takes a heavy touch. And then Bruno has like a cross shot. So anything that kind of happened in the first half came from us. And this is where I think we actually came into our own, because it's 0-0. Rashford looks like he has an injury. It looks like we have a decision to make. I thought it was nailed on that Rashford was going to come off because he was injured and would have to bring Anthony on. But it wasn't. It turned out that it was Martial, and he went on to say that that he was complaining about obviously an injury, which we already knew he wasn't sure of before the game. And then you get on to City kind of upping their tempo in the second half, which they did. They did up their tempo, and I felt like we didn't match them with that. And when they scored, that goal did feel like it was coming. It did. Now, the equaliser, okay, I've seen it back. Of course, it should be offside. You know, you have to make your own luck, and it's for the people at Stockley Park to be making those decisions right. We can only be in the right positions and force the issue and create the chances. So, of course, we was a little bit fortunate there, but you have to create your own luck. You know, at the end of the day, we conceded a goal, and what would have happened this time last year is we would have capitulated. Especially against a team like City. We saw it. They came here, they went 1-0 up, they toyed with us. We saw Liverpool come here and absolutely smash us. We saw it earlier in the season when we went 1-0 down to them and the floodgates just opened. Not now. Not now. We're a different team. We had to force the luck. And again, the impact of the players' mentality, the impact of Erik ten Hag on the mentality of these players has been absolutely massive. This team never dies. This team never gives up. It doesn't. And it was such a huge win. And I think the way that we won was by application, was by understanding what the manager wants us to do and carrying those instructions out. And obviously you need a little bit of luck to go your side, because at 1-1, it does change the game. But then look at that. We go and get the second. And I know City and Pep can be disappointed and upset and outraged at why that was a goal. And if it was given against my team, fair enough, 100%. If it was given against us, we'd say the same thing. But at the end of the day, it was 1-1, and goals changed games, and that did. And we just had the belief, even to get back into the game at 1-1, to create that chance. And then Garnacho comes in. And you know what I will say? This is back to Erik ten Hag again. His in-game management today, I thought, was absolutely superb. It's one thing picking a team and picking the right horses for the right courses, right? Bringing in Fred for more legs in midfield. Starting Luke Shaw at centre-back because he feels that he's got the momentum and he's probably just a little bit ahead of Martinez right now, which is a big shout. Bringing in Malacia at left back. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka was forced upon him. Putting Bruno on the right-hand side. These are all things that are big decisions to make, but he's not scared to do them. But that's one thing. But then during the game, when the game's not quite going right, You need to then have your in-game management. You need to then look to your bench and how can you impact the game. And when you look at it, he brought Anthony on and he played through the middle for the first sort of 10 minutes of the 10, 15 minutes of the second half. To me, it wasn't really working. I'm like, we have no threat going through the middle. And then obviously we went 1-0 down. I'm looking at it like, right, we need to get Garnacho off the bench. Eriksen was looking a little bit leggy, giving the ball away a little bit, looking a little bit tired, but done his thing. He's usually coming off about the 60th, 65th, 70th minute. And then you're saying, right, put Garnacho on, get Rashford in the middle, put Bruno back to the 10, get Anthony out wide. And it's almost like Ten Hag, I'm not taking credit for it, but Ten Hag just knew that was the right thing to do. And as soon as he did that, we just gave them absolute problems. You look at what Garnacho done. This kid is absolutely a breath of fresh air. Honestly, he's done so well. And a lot of it, it's not even rocket science what he does. He's just so direct with how he is. Not scared to run at Akanji, not scared to run at Kyle Walker. I think it could be Ake. I can't remember who it was, but for the assist, he tries to play the assist. It hits off the City player and comes back to him. What does he do? He's forward thinking. He wants to take on his man. Quick turn, swing it in with your left foot. Service. And that takes me to Marcus Rashford now as well, because he's scoring goals that proper strikers score, the poachers' goals, the goals that are happening in the 6-yard box, the scrappy goals, the tap-ins, being on the right end of things. That's what we want. They don't all need to be worldies. They don't all need to be direct and running at people and cutting in. He's proven that he can score different types of goals and his confidence is sky high. And also, more than any of that, he's proven the grit and the determination that he had. He could have, I haven't seen all of the post-match comments yet and stuff like that. I saw a couple, but not anything so much on Marcus Rashford about whether he was injured or not. But he looked like he was going to have to come off. He was beating the floor, almost looked like a hamstring or a groin situation. I was in Stretford, and so I couldn't really see what he was banging the floor for. But he's doing that because he's injured or he can feel something. And you just think, oh, are we going to be in trouble here? Because I tell you what, if we lose him, that's a massive outlet. And to pick himself up when the chips are down and it's not quite going right, can you find an extra gear? Do you want it? Can you show it? And he did that, man. He did that. So to a T, every man, I think, done absolutely well. Fred, I think De Bruyne did De Bruyne get the assist? I think he did. But apart from that, I think Fred was brilliant in making sure De Bruyne didn't have a massive impact on the game. Don't get me wrong. In the first sort of 10 to 15 minutes after half-time where City grew into the game collectively, I don't think we were good. But again, we wrestled back that control of the game. We wrestled back that intensity, and we raised it. And I think Fred was instrumental in getting about the pitch. And Luke Shaw, man, I got to go back to talking about this guy. He was absolutely insane. Him and Varane, you guys know how I feel about Varane, but he was just that calming influence. He was making sure that Haaland couldn't go deep, get the ball, get onto it. Get a feel for the game. Haaland had what did he have? One header or something that went over the bar and one shot blocked by Casemiro. Other than that, I don't remember him touching the ball. We done a number on Haaland. We done a number on Phil Foden. He got subbed. Don't get me wrong. Jack Grealish came on and scored, but then we acclimatised to that. We adjusted to that, and then he didn't do anything else. Mahrez, didn't see him at all today as well. So apart from their goal, City, that's all City had. One shot on target. So look, at the end of the day, I'm so proud of us. And it puts us in a fantastic position, game by game. I know a lot of people are saying we're in a title race. I know, and believe. And I'm not here to tell you we're not. I'm not here to curve expectation and bring it down a peg. But for me, I just want to do game by game. That there is going to go a long way for the confidence. But if you're looking at the table and you're looking at where we are, why can't we? Why can't we get involved? I wouldn't say we're there yet, but the next 2 games, you beat Palace. You don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea, with Arsenal and Spurs. Then you go to Arsenal. Anything's possible. But right now, we're focusing on ourselves. We're doing the right stuff. And the man of the match, it's such a difficult one. I thought Malacia was excellent. I thought Luke Shaw was excellent. Everyone's giving it to Rashford because it's another goal for him. He's keeping the hot streak going. I thought Varane was excellent. I thought Fred was excellent. Casemiro, I thought, was okay at times, not having his usual impact. But then when you look at it by the end of it, I think he gets an assist and he plays the ball through for Garnacho as well. So he ended up having a big impact on the game as well. I'm going to go Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw gets it done. That's what he does. And to come into there and do it so flawlessly, I think is absolutely fantastic. So that is my man of the match, Luke Shaw. Manchester United, well done. My voice is gone. It was absolute scenes in the Stretford end. It feels, no, we've got our team back. We've got our team back. That doesn't mean we're going to win the league. It doesn't mean we're going to win the Champions League. It doesn't mean, I'm saying we have our team back where we believe in what's going on. And Old Trafford is a fortress. It really, really is. Old Trafford is a fortress. So yeah, roll on the rest of the big games. I'm so excited. Peace.